Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. You're now tuned in to your favorite show, Featured, and I'm your host with the most, Kush Tucker, with my fellow co-host,
Mike L.
And our very special guest today is Xavier.
Good morning.
How you doing today, brother?
I mean, Grand Rising. I'm going to get used to it. Seamless is using it as well. So.
No, that's good. That's good.
He just texted me like, Grand Rising.
No,
I'll be here 5:30. I'm like, okay, Grand Rising it is then.
Yeah, no, it is. Grand Rising, yeah. Good morning actually means like good sadness, which is like a paradox or a contradiction.
I see.
Because you're saying morning. Morning means sadness.
Oh, morning.
It can be, in the English language, those two words can be interchanged.
Yeah.
So we believe a lot of words are spells, like magic spells.
Like you can rearrange
So that's why you're going to run into some
to.
people who say Grand Rising.
Because the sun is rising.
Yeah, correct. Grand Rising.
And that's what we do in the morning. We rise.
Yeah. So that it's
wake up
in conjunction with what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Actually, I
It's in
agree
flow.
with that. Yeah.
Like it
A lot
actually
of words.
resonates. But some people get annoyed at the Grand Rising.
Yeah. Just say good morning.
This motherfucker conscious or some
Fucking say
shit.
good morning.
Say good morning,
It's
motherfucker.
one of them hotep motherfuckers.
Hey, yo, but we're going to get straight into it today. Xavier's promoting his new song available on Spotify and SoundCloud called SHUAS. Let's get straight into it. She got some jump in it, like
Sounds crazy. Just thinking about it.
yeah. What?
Andiyan ka pa ba? Bakit nakatitig doon sa sulok para kang nawala? Pag naiilawan gumugulong ang aking mata, hinihimas ang sarili para gabi ka naman ngumuya. Wala ka naman kita sa mukha. Pababa,
Yeah.
puro pataas, di na ako mahuhula sa baba. Kulang dalawa, kailangan ko lima sa kana. Pakisabi doon sa source, babayaran ko pag sweldo ko ha. Itigil mo na, ati ka pa. Dami-dami mong sinasabi.
Yeah, celebrating.
This guy hard.
Hindi ko kinakayang ipasan. Ipapalo na lang para malimutan ang mga problema. Kahit sandali pwede na toke sa inisip magdamag. Paano na ako matutulog? Kaya ko sarili ko. Huwag ka na tumulong mga anak ko. Pag iba-iba, di ko na mabilang ilang araw na akong nakapatong doon sa mga ulap. Medyo mataas kaya huwag magulat. Kung makita sa isang tabi, nakatitig doon sa kisame. Kinailang upuan na sa malamig. Pero pawisan, kailangan naggalaw ang katawan. Nandiyan ka pa ba?
Hey, to go get some more of that, y'all got to go to SoundCloud, Spotify.
Yeah.
You only get a minute of that today, y'all.
Yeah, y'all only get a minute.
Y'all
of
got to
that.
go look that up.
Yeah, go look that up.
Go look that up.
Literally, bro, when we first seen you perform, what was that, like 3 weeks ago now?
3-4 weeks ago.
Or 3 or 4
Oh,
weeks
yeah,
ago?
it's been a month.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, time flies, man. Nah, for real. When you performed it, we were literally just outside smoking some weed, talking to people about how it doesn't even matter if you can understand what someone's saying on a song. When it's a good song, like and it's
the
great,
energy's there, if the
and
energy's
energy's there, like you're gonna love it. It doesn't even matter if you necessarily know what they're saying. Like it's the energy you resonate with, you know.
Totally.
And then like literally right when we were saying that, you started performing. We came in there to see you perform. It was dope. I was like, we was like, what the fuck? We were just talking about
it
this
was
shit, like
confirmation.
how like music is like the real like translation, the real universal language. Like it
Universal.
translates to anybody, any culture. You know, so like when you perform that, it just like it set it off literally like in our mind, like damn, hold on, that shit's like
Totally.
too in sync right now, like
Exactly. That's
what
what I
we were
was
just
gonna say.
conversating about outside, like. And you a dope performer too, man.
Yeah, your energy was good. I mean, you can get up there and rhyme, but it's one thing to believe in it.
Yeah,
It has to translate that the person is really bringing you into whatever they're sharing with you.
yeah.
Actually, the story for that is kind of funny because I was nervous. I wrote SHUAS back in 2021.
Okay.
So and I haven't really touched it since. Like
Okay.
it was just private on my SoundCloud because I felt like it was not ready yet. You know, like an artist, the usual
totally,
artist
sure,
crap.
definitely.
Like, I'm gonna release this when it's perfect, but dude, like it's never gonna be perfect. No
Nah,
such
that
thing.
don't exist. Totally.
Yeah, so it doesn't exist. And the night before that, I I was hyping myself up, so I did the edible shrooms like from the dispensary.
Oh, that's ball.
I was like, okay, I have to get I have to break myself down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took the whole bar.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like I was on the verge of an ego death because my tolerance for shrooms is very low.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because I used to do different stuff.
That's
in the
fire though. A lot of people don't go in for eating the whole bar. Usually they be trying to split it with people or just. I mean, it's all good to test it out. However as much you want to test it
Yeah,
out.
definitely.
It's no like judgments, but I'm saying like that's good. I
Yeah.
gotta applaud you, bro. Feel me?
So what happened
That's
next?
courageous.
So you ate the whole bar.
I ate the whole bar. I felt like I was gonna die. I mean, that's what it felt
Yeah,
like. But I mean, I wasn't, or maybe I was dying at the time because the cats were just like looking at me. And then after,
Well, cats can feel your energy. Like
Yeah,
you was
talk.
on a high frequency. Your energy was very high.
You see, he has
Your
a
energy
cat.
is high.
He has a cat, and his cat does different
Shroom.
things when he shrooms.
Yeah. Well, my
Oh.
cat shrooms too. My cat eats the mushroom.
oh shit.
So
So yeah,
continue.
yeah. After I recovered from that, like I got my fluids, I just started listening to a lot of music that sounded sinister, like music that made you feel like you're doing something wrong, but you're
Yeah.
like music that makes you feel good while you're doing something bad. Like, it's like sinister. Like
yeah.
Sinister.
you feel like a villain.
Yeah,
And
totally.
I was
Yeah.
like practicing like with just my boxers on, like the cats watching in front of a mirror. And I was just practicing my hand movement, making sure it was like enough movement to make myself appear wide in front of the audience and not weird, like not
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
tweak, like
Yeah,
not
yeah,
weird like
yeah.
that.
Expansive.
Yeah, expansive. So I practiced that while I was on shrooms, and then I was like, oh crap, I have to perform later. Like, what am I gonna look like? I started kind of getting paranoid because, like, I did shrooms last night. That was like kind of dry right now.
Yeah.
So, but I thought to myself, people are not gonna look at me. Like, people are not gonna watch me for, like, my physical appearance. Like, I'm not gonna be a runway model for today.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna perform, so I'm just gonna put like a cap on and cover my face, like, and how dry it is, and yeah, shrooms.
Nah, that's deep.
Nah, that's deep though, man. Cause
approach, man.
we use the shrooms for a long time, since about like 2020 consistently. Feel me? We use it to come up with all this. Feel me? Like
Your podcast.
Yeah, we literally before this was called Featured, it was called Micro Conscious.
Yeah.
Is what we were gonna call it, and then we basically were gonna invite guests on the same way that we invite all sorts of guests on, whether they do music or want to promote their brand or business. It was still gonna be that same method, except we were gonna offer people a microdose with this. Feel me? And then talk on the mushrooms, and they get to see how expansive it makes you feel and how less nervous you feel in front of the camera.
Correct.
And all that type of stuff.
I agree with that.
You just go with the
Amazing.
flow. So, but it ended up not working. So like we kind of like, however reformulated, like we end up just turning it to Featured.
The featured guests.
Yeah.
And feature's been way better
And Featured's been way
because
better.
we've been
It's
able to
more
meet guests
expansive.
like yourself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because with the other one, the microdose, which was kind of the theme of the show,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people were afraid, and that wasn't what we wanted. You understand?
Yeah,
So that's how
we
you
wanted
got
the show to be about the guests. So like it was
Correct.
it was making it more about the mushrooms than the guests.
correct.
Nice.
And we really wanted the show to be about the people we were bringing on.
Yeah, exactly.
So then
More
Feature
so,
was born, and it's been way better.
way better.
We've been
Yeah.
booking show after show after show. We booked up because Feature's more expansive.
Yeah, and it's still sneaking in here anyway. The mushrooms, like
Yeah, 'cause you
when
bring
it's
it
in
in.
flow. Yeah, like it still sneaks on the show because we do mushrooms. We on the microdose right now.
Exactly. Like a mushroom, it just like pops up.
No, totally.
Well, like, it pops up because they choose who they want to like feel me mess with, who they want to awaken. So like the fact that you feel me messing with them is your time to like feel me level up because they're literally brain food, bro. Like they expand new neural pathways in your mind. Like they create new telomeres and they lengthen your telomeres, and that's behind like basically like your aging process. Feel me? Like the longer your telomeres are, is how like more youthful you look. So like each year your telomere shrinks down by like I think it's like a quarter of a centimeter.
and that's why.
Yeah, that's not. I can't measure that, but I mean, that's
No, I'm saying it's
that's
some
what-
like
yeah,
it's some
that's
super
what-
small measurable shit. If you
that's what
Google
the
it,
book said.
yeah, that's what
That's what
Google.
the
That's
book
what Google said.
That's what
You
the
feel
book
me?
said.
That's our
Yeah.
Google.
I tried to do it in my head. I was like, I can't measure. That.
Yeah, a quarter of a centimeter. Goddamn, nigga.
No. I don't have a ruler for that.
Yeah,
If I wanna
that's
say.
what I'm saying. I was ain't even no ruler for
Yeah,
no shit
fuck
like
it.
that. When they said that shit, I was like,
Yeah, that's what the book said.
yeah, that's what the book said.
You know.
You feel me? And then based off how you eat in your diet, it can lengthen, it can shorten more. Feel me? But that's just like the
More
average.
anti-inflammatory foods than inflammatory.
Yeah.
Because the inflammatory foods, they kill you, but they taste good.
I know.
They kill you, but they taste.
And so you worked on the performance on this song on mushrooms. Did you write the song on mushrooms?
No, actually, the story, like how I came up with the song, is back in. Okay, so I'll give you like some context. So back then, I was like really anti, like not really against partying, but the closest to substances that I've touched was weed.
Okay.
Like that's it, weed and alcohol. I was drinking a lot, and that was probably killing me more. Like the alcohol. Like it's
Yeah, no, for sure.
just realizing it now. Like my alcoholism back then was crazy. I started drinking a lot in high school too. Like I was like 15, 16 years old. It's crazy. So fast forward, I worked overseas 2019 as a seafarer. I was a cook. That's when you guys asked me in the car. Got back, was repatriated. Yeah, repatriated is the proper term. We were sent home to the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, didn't really have anything to do, so we were just at home.
Yeah.
So my friend introduced me to pills,
Okay.
and then I got hooked on pills, unfortunately.
No, I feel you.
And I wrote SHUAS. I was I was making fun of myself. I was making fun of my addiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's now. Remember, we don't know what you're saying. We just
Yeah.
love the song.
No, totally.
So you
just
really
totally
gotta-
keep on
so you
breaking it
gotta
down,
break it down
for
for
us
us.
and the viewer.
Yeah. What does shuwas mean?
Sure. SHUAS is like a slang or a term for someone who's like really high. Like, I mean, that's what I know. I don't want the Filipinos like coming at me. That's not what it means.
Yeah, okay, I feel you.
But that's how you use it out there in the
Yeah,
Philippines. It's like it's basically like you lit, we lit,
Yeah,
Kinda.
it's like that. It's like
or
SHUAS.
like faded, like type shit.
Exactly, like
Oh
faded.
man, I'm faded. Like, oh, I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
like
shuwas.
shuwas. Oh, shuwas, bro.
Wow.
Oh, shuwas.
So yeah, and the song basically talks about me. The first line is "Andyan ka pa ba?" It's a question. It means, "Are you still there?" Because that's what you ask your friend when someone's like rolling really hard, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay,
Yeah.
bro? Like, I feel you.
exactly. So basically, I'm talking to myself, and it's a message. Like it's a warning to everyone. Like, yeah, partying like with pills, it's fun, it's nice for a while, until you get addicted and almost lose everything that you worked for because you keep on borrowing money just so you can do drugs.
Yeah.
That's what I went through.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
feel you.
that's
That's
right.
deep. It's a deep ass song.
That's a deep ass
But
Yeah.
like, see now.
Over a fun beat. That's what
Yeah,
I
but
like
now-
doing. Over
yeah.
a fun beat.
No, but bro, you got to give me some of that because it reminds me. Now that you're telling me like what you're saying and it's translating it, it reminds me of Kendrick Lamar swimming pools,
Oh yeah.
pull up,
Pools, like,
drink,
definitely.
headshot, drink. Because he talking about some deep shit, but on a turned up ass beat. So he tricked everybody into having fun in the club,
But
drinking
yeah, he's-
to a
yeah.
real fucking song though,
About
to like some
alcoholism.
shit about
Yeah,
alcoholism,
about alcoholism.
partying and alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nah, bro, that was genius. That's hard.
Yeah. So
And you had to share some intimacy with us.
Yeah,
You know, real you, what you've been passing through.
yeah,
You know. Wow.
that's deep
So
right there.
tell us more.
yeah.
Remember, it's keep going.
Okay, so why do I do that? I mean, most songs that I write, like Aslans, Aslans, they're very intimate. It's very OPM or original Pinoy music. It's very folky, it's very acoustic, but I'm like, I like this. I like that I can be transparent with people, but
Yeah.
I want people to bump to this, but feel sad at the same time. So-
Yeah, I feel you, I
That's
feel
what
you.
I want. Like, I want to confuse people. Like, I want you to be entertained and confused at the same time.
Yeah.
So-
No,
No,
that's
I'm
good.
with you. No, I'm with you on that one. And now I see why you wanted the sinister sound.
Exactly, because like it's fun. Like at face value, yeah, it's fun. It's a nice beat. But if you listen closely, like that's fucked up. Like
What you're going through.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you really lost everything because you told yourself or you believed that you couldn't stop doing drugs and like at the time, like most of my friends were heavy users too, and even my plug was telling me to stop.
Yeah. Ooh, wow.
Man, he loved you.
So the dope man
Hey,
said
the
quit.
dope man don't never tell nobody to quit.
Dope
Nigga
man
never
said
turn it
quit.
down no money. So he seen a light in you, bro. He saw a light in you for real.
Now, were these pills like pain pills? Were they ecstasy pills?
They were mostly. I started with capsules, so I thought they were Molly. Like I thought they were because I was new to it. So I was like, okay, just take this pill, blah blah blah. And then later down the line, I found out it was mostly meth. So basically, I've been doing meth the whole time.
Nah, I feel you.
Yeah.
And I was like making fun of like methods at the time. It's like, at least I'm not doing meth.
It's banana.
Hey, bro, this sound like this movie I watched recently where this dude cashed out, basically wrote a book on his family and all the tragedy that happened in this haunted house. And it was one sister inside the family out of the siblings is so proud, like, we ain't taking your goddamn money. Your money evil and shit. And the husband was like, well, baby, actually, how do you think we've been keeping the business open? Like, I took the money when the book dropped. Like, you wasn't thinking right, baby. I had to take the money. Like, and she was like, it was like, I've been smoking meth the whole time. Like, I've been using the money the whole time. What the fuck? Like, I didn't.
Totally. Where did you think it was coming from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When it's an upper, it don't really matter. They all pretty much do the same thing, unless it's not no good meth. Like,
It's crazy.
So how did you get off? Like, how did you, because you're sharing with us that you're going through this, if you will, this travel, this journey of getting
addiction.
on, and at this point you let us know you really don't know what you use.
yeah.
So
No, but first, before you get off and tell how you get off, did you, when you realized it was meth, was like, oh, I ain't buying that no more. I'm finna really find some Molly, or was you like, I'm finna just stop doing drugs?
this shit is good.
Like,
I was like, where's the meth?
yeah, no, it ain't too bad.
I might have spoke too hastily.
Exactly. I might have
too
judged
soon.
meth too soon.
Yeah.
Giving it a shot. So, yeah, what happened was, at first I was in denial. I was like, I'm never touching those capsules again. I'm going to do clean, pure Molly from trusted sources, straight from the...
No, keep on saying it in that voice. I love it.
That was...
That's exactly how we be saying, like, get eat all organic now. That's how the person sounds in our head, like it's a white girl or something.
Exactly. I mean, that was... that's what I was thinking. And I was trying to... maybe it was like copium at the time.
Yeah.
Like, and then I started doing like, I guess, clean or maybe just really cut Molly. And it wasn't as fun as the meth. It's like, why am I a vegetable? Why am I just like in bed? Like, why am I just listening to music? I want to like have fun. I want to dance. Like, I
But
want
now
to
meth is triple X.
Yeah.
Meth is triple X. Real. You heart pumping. You up for days.
Exactly.
It turn you up.
Yeah. Magnificent sex.
Yeah. The only time I've done it is like probably maybe a sprinkle inside some ecstasy, but who knows? It could have been, mostly meth. It could have been 80% meth in that ecstasy. But how they make it ecstasy now, like it's no telling.
Well, meth is the cheaper chemical of all that.
Yeah.
Cocaine's
It's cheaper than
expensive.
cocaine.
You
No,
know,
for sure.
everything else is more expensive. So they're going to get 80% meth in this pill. They're going to get 80%.
No, for sure.
They're going to get 80% meth in this pill. We can't really give them the other shit, but we can put it on the label. You know.
And it feel like for me, if you ain't never snorted no cocaine, I wouldn't know no difference. I just know I'm up.
Oh no! If you snort coke and you snort meth, you will know the difference. Just don't do them at the same time, or you will bust your heart.
No, I'm never going.
You know what I'm saying?
I think meth hurts more, right? It hurts your
It burns.
lining more.
Yeah, it burns. But you started off at pills. You eventually moved to snorting.
I tried snort. Cocaine was okay for me. Like maybe people are gonna get.
I never heard of
cocaine
that one
was
though, bro.
mid.
Hold on. What are you saying?
I never heard of that one though. Like, how did that affect your stomach? Because most people I've known either sniffed meth or snorted it. I mean, sniffed it or smoked it. My bad. I said sniffed and snorted. It's the same thing.
We got you.
But I meant to say smoke or snort it.
Oh, the meth.
Yeah, like how did it affect your stomach? Because you was popping the pills, so that's hitting your stomach.
It was, and at the time, because how do I say this? Like how I view myself, like my body image, like I view myself very badly. So if I gain a bit of weight, if I look a certain way, like I'm very critical of myself. So at the time when I was popping a lot of pills, I had abs. I was like, oh, you look good.
Yeah.
Then so it started treating you like Spider-Man. Like, nigga woke up one day, he was like, I'm just not Peter Parker no more. I'm something else.
I'm ripped.
Exactly. I
I'm
was
ripped.
so dehydrated.
He was up in there feeling like Jet Li.
Yeah.
Like,
I was I think this was my third time doing ecstasy. I think I was doing push-ups while I was peaking. I was like, I'm not feeling tired.
Yeah.
Crazy.
that's what Kevin gets you. I don't get tired.
Not totally. Not for real. He ain't lying. It's heart pumping to say
Yeah.
the least.
It is.
You know.
So like, what waned you off of it?
My friends. Basically my friends, so shout out to my friends.
That's right.
Man, loved ones.
I
Shout out
had
to y'all.
Yeah.
thanks guys.
For real.
I had this friend. Her name was name drop. This friend.
Hey, you ain't got to drop her name.
Yeah.
at all.
If you don't want to put her out there.
Yeah, nah. You just keep it as
Yeah.
a her.
Yeah.
And it's-
Yeah, she knows who she is.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
totally.
a she
She
friend.
know who she is. Oh God.
She was with me like for the majority of the time when I was dealing with these things. And she didn't really want to go back to her place because, she just wanted to stay at my place. And I liked her at the time. I think that was infatuation because when you keep on doing drugs,
Yeah.
like with someone, like you get attached eventually, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
It's the chemical. It's chem love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Kim Love.
Yeah.
That's real.
It's the chem love. So at the time, I was attracted to her, even though I knew she was a lesbian. Like I was going after her. Like I wouldn't say courting, but I liked having her around. Like it was very platonic, like nothing sexual, like just friends. Like I really liked the companionship, and she helped me get off the drugs
Nice.
Man, that's great.
for a while.
Yeah.
For a while because I relapse like every now and then. Yeah,
But it happens. Shit.
yeah, it does. But how I view substances now, like all substances in general, is I feel like it's with the mindset before taking it. Like, are you taking it because you need to function?
Yeah.
Because your body needs it? Is it the craving, or are you taking it because I just want to, or because
Is it medicine or are you just having fun?
Yeah.
Like if you're having fun, then when it's over with, you can walk away from it. If it's medicine, then as the drugs are coming down, or as you're coming down on the drugs, you start thinking about, where am I going to get some more?
Yeah, you need it on a molecular level.
Yeah, because your body's saying, your emotions saying that is required. You know.
yeah, and same thing with words. Like if you keep telling yourself that you need it or you need it to have fun,
Man, that's a spell.
you're going to reinforce that in your head that,
So-
oh yeah, Lance's body needs this.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, there are sometimes, like, before, like, I swallow a pill, I'm like, you don't need this. You're doing this because you just want to do it and you don't need it. So, like, that's always my mindset before going into anything. Like, even with shrooms, because shrooms is kind of similar. Like, you get the visuals, you feel funky, you feel
How much
great.
shrooms have you done so far?
Recently, there was a guy last night. He was I think he was tripping balls. He was like talking to the air.
This was at the 4th of July?
Yeah, 4th of
Okay.
July. This was 4th of July. And how much did I do? Actually, I think that's my mistake. I don't measure my doses. I just get them by the stocks and just like, oh.
Okay. Yeah, you got to measure your doses.
Yeah, me
That
and
way
him.
you
That's
can-
why me and him eat it just like no chocolate. Like we just eat the regular fruit, like the mushroom body, or like we boil it.
Make a tea.
But we weigh it out on the scale first to make sure like how much we eating for the night, because that does affect your trip. Like
The more you bring science into it and measure out, the more you can start to say, okay, this happened to me at 3.5 grams. This happened to me at 5 grams. This happened to me at 7 grams, you know. And the greater doses you take, is different information that's released. So once you know these measurements, then you could say, okay, it's Friday night. I'm going to take a 3.5.
because I want this much information. I want to see this much information.
It's like a trip report, right?
Well, that and it's a way to review data through the week. Because what happens is, as you pass through the week, going to work, dealing with people, the market, all of that stuff, a lot of times you're trying to get to what you're trying to get to and bring it to a finale and return to the house or whatever the goal is, you miss information. Your subconscious mind took it in, but your conscious mind didn't acknowledge any of it. So you'll sit down that evening on 5 grams of mushrooms, and now you can look at Monday through Friday, because we normally shroom on Friday night. So you can look at everything that happened from that last weekend all the way to this weekend, and you can start to see, oh man, I missed that. Sally did that nice thing for me. I'm gonna make sure I do something nice back.
Yeah.
And then you'll also see, oh man, I gotta do this with my relative or my kids or whatever. Also, I got an appointment date. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden you become clear. We shield ourselves a lot. You understand?
Actually.
Like, we want to interact with each other, but we still shield ourselves. Like, we put up a protective barrier. Yeah. Therefore, all the information don't get through. So we use it to collect information, to balance ourselves out, to feel good again. Because when you come out of the shrooms, you always feel better.
Yeah. Actually. Especially when you take them at night. For us, like, it's kind of, to me, it feels like coming out the birth canal.
Oh, definitely. You feel reborn every time.
You feel reborn every time. Like, yeah, because we always do the shadow work at night. Eat the mushrooms maybe around like 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and then dose into the morning. And by the time the sun come up, it feel like you be feeling like it's a new day. It's a new you. You know?
New mindset.
New mindset.
Also, if you find that you are struggling with addiction, they're good for it. Because Johns Hopkins and what is one other place? Another clinic. They're using it to get people off of heroin. Yeah, they're using it to get people off of alcohol.
Cigarettes.
Yeah, totally. So you can, if you ever feel for any reason any of the pills or other stuff is climbing up, take some shrooms instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing actually, because I like the craving for meth like is kind of like going up. Like, I guess it's because I like trying things. Like, I'm at a new place, so I'm like, I'm going to try everything. Like, that's my mindset all the time. But, like, no, you shouldn't really try everything. Like,
nah.
Yeah. I don't think you should fuck with no LA meth, bro.
Exactly.
No, and be careful, because people lace stuff with fentanyl and all kinds of
exactly,
stuff.
with fent and such. Yeah,
and once again, none of this is medical advice. This is just what we've been doing, Yeah. In other words, I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look. I'm not a doctor, but I'll take a look. Because sometimes you're out here and you're doing the best you can. So, and I think what everyone's wanting to arrive at is really liking themselves. Mm-hmm. Getting to know the real you. Yeah. Then the world can get to know the rest of that. You know what I'm saying? Authentic, your true authentic self. We talked about this earlier in trying to put together career. Mm-hmm. And things of that nature.
You're on our journey here.
So okay, so
finding your music.
She gets you off. Mm-hmm. So then, what happens from there? Is the song complete there, or is the song being written during all of this, or?
The song was already complete at the time. I wrote SHUAS within an hour while I was crashing off of pills.
Wow.
I feel that I write when I'm either high or crashing, because it's when I'm most emotional. Like, a lot of the letters come from how I feel. Like, it just flows naturally. Sometimes I would be like peaking on drugs. I would listen to 4 like type beats, type beats on YouTube, SoundCloud, and just write everything.
I feel you.
Maybe I can write like 4 mid songs in like 2 hours, 3 hours. It's just practicing from start to finish while I'm on drugs, because when I'm sober again, like, my body, like, I would like to believe that my body remembers that, like what I did while I was high. So in a way, I was kind of like hacking it. It was like kind of cheating.
No, we get you. We get you. So you're saying when you were doing the pills, you were able to get at a part of yourself that allows you to write more freely.
Exactly.
I get you. But a lot of artists claim this.
Yeah. I'm like that with weed. I ain't saying it's the thing behind my artistic thing, but it definitely loosens me up to where sometimes I think of stuff I probably wouldn't have thought of. Like, I'm more just like lucid in my mind and everything, more relaxed. Mm-hmm. So like, and then you just having more fun sometimes when you on drugs, feel me, or substances, whatever people want to call it.
Actually, it depends on who the crowd is. Like,
I mean, like, mushrooms is the only thing I really don't put in that category, because like, it talks to you. Like, I didn't had mushroom trips where like I didn't experience them talking to me and stuff.
But how many did you take for that?
Like, the time where the mushrooms told me where they was from, I think we ate 5 grams that time.
Okay. But that's what I'm saying. That's a good way to know.
I ate 5 grams that time.
What were we taking? Were we on penis envy's?
I think we had took, nah, man, it was the Rusties.
The Rusty?
Yeah, not the Rusty Whites, it was just the Rusties.
The Rust Spores.
The Rust Spores.
Okay.
I always call them Rusties. But those, they like a younger mushroom. Because, like, he was very fun. Like, he was, like, enjoying everything I was doing. Like, the mushrooms, like, as soon as I stretched out on the bed, I could feel it, like, a tingliness inside like, my whole body from, like, my fingertips, head to toe. And I was like, I could tell, like, because, like, the mushrooms trade-off that they get with giving you all like this enlightenment and knowledge and stuff and help you see yourself is that they get to be you like for that time period, for like that 6 to 8 hours. They get to literally feel what it feels like to have 10 fingers and 10 toes, because they got a body the same functions but just not in the same way.
Just the different form. Actually,
yeah, like they can breathe and think, feel me, just like everything else, but I say like they just on another consciousness level because they don't come from here. They come from the 7th dimension.
That's why you can get other information.
Yeah, from them.
Like outside of this matrix.
Yeah,
you know,
they not part of this matrix, really.
But mostly about
they
yourself.
They just colonized here.
Yeah. When you get the bigger information, it's on way bigger doses.
Yeah.
It's on at least 15, 21 grams at one time.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And see, I had to pry that information out of them because I was like going through some stuff too, like accepting certain things. And I was like, man, I'm cool on my stuff. I'm accepting everything. I was like, I want to know more about the mushrooms. I was like, where y'all come from, bro? I was like, because I know y'all not from Earth. Like, I know y'all from outer space, but like, we're from outer space. You got a certain planet you come from or something. And the mushrooms basically told me like, and it was basically like, it's a long story. And I was like, nigga, we got time. We only 2 hours into the trip. Like,
come on, bro.
Stop bullshitting. We got time. So he started telling me, he's like, and I closed my eyes. He told me close my eyes, and I closed my eyes, and I started seeing like just space, like a bunch of stars, and it showed like a crack coming through space, like a wormhole, but it wasn't like a whole circle. It literally looked like a crack. Like feeling like a slit, like in space, and it was like a
like
bright
in Stranger
light.
Things, like the rift.
Yeah, like it kind of looked like a rift or something more. So like it starts seeping out. It just shows spores like seeping out, and then I was like, it like zoomed in for me, and I could see through like the rift, and it was like it just looked like paradise, bro. Like it just serene, calm, like. You could tell, like, it was no gunshots and nothing going over on that in that dimension.
Yeah.
It was peaceful.
Yeah, it's peaceful. It's only that up there.
Only cooperation.
It's only cooperation up there. Like, you know, I was like, oh, that's where y'all come from. I see why y'all with the love and the serenity, because where y'all come from is nothing but serenity and calmness and peace and love. I'm like, I feel that. And then, like, that was just, it ended it right there. Like, it sealed it up, and then it showed the spores, like venture off through space and, like, just colonize different planets and stuff.
Just spreading.
Yeah, just spreading, and showed it like landing on Earth, and like that was where like the visual of like the
story
story
think about
stopped.
Spores spread real non-violently. They just drift from wherever they land. They're fine with it.
Just
fly.
like
they're
pollen,
very
just like a
gentle.
lot of pollen.
It's very
stuff.
gentle.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying? It's very gentle. It's just that I'm gonna land here. If this is where I take off, that's fine. If I don't, I'm still fine. You know. So now the mushrooms have been an instrument for us to get a lot done.
No, for real.
You know, because a lot of times you're dealing with trauma.
Yeah.
You're dealing with things that happen, and most people don't have any like what I would call a mental matrix to say, this doesn't matter. Like, it happened to me. I didn't do it to myself. A lot of times you'll be the victim of something, but you keep thinking, well, why did that happen to me?
Yeah.
Why did I deserve that? You didn't. That motherfucker did it.
Yeah.
It's all on him.
And two, you plan this from the jump. As your higher self, you plan to have all these interactions.
Well, man, that's a whole nother show in itself. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother
breakdown.
That's a whole nother breakdown. You know, we ain't got enough time for that breakdown.
Oh God.
But nah. But so continue. So you're saying you wrote this coming down out of a high moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when you have the best access to your emotions at that time.
Exactly. There's a sweet spot between like peaking and like your lowest low. The gray area is like where I can write the most.
I got it.
Like where I can be true to myself without sounding weird. You know, I just find the right words when I'm at that moment.
No, I feel you.
Because this song comes through as fire.
Thank
So
you.
what you're telling us doesn't match the story in terms of how you delivered it.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah,
No, he wants to confuse.
I know.
Like you said
he's
earlier.
doing exactly what he said he wanted to do, and I respect that because that
Not
means
your magic is working.
No, it's working.
Like it's magic.
But then, in the trueness of it, the song is deep because you sharing with us your struggle.
Yeah.
You sharing your struggle with us, so it's like, wow. But we was there partying. You know, I was like, oh man, I don't even know.
We was just inside the beauty of the struggle. We was only seeing the beauty of it.
So it's gonna mean something different when because we look everyone.
It's gonna be something different when we see you perform it tonight.
And we listen to these songs again when we on mushrooms.
Yeah.
So everybody who's ever came on here and performed, we listened to their songs again on mushrooms because it's just the music was great.
Yeah.
So it's like we'll listen to it again, but now it'll have another meaning to us because we'll say, oh, we know this. He wrote this because.
And you can hear like more sounds like. It's just more sensational on the mushrooms. Like you can really hear how great the song is on the mushrooms. Like,
oh yeah, if a song sounds the same on mushrooms the way it did pre-mushroom, it's an all right song. Yeah. But if you hear it on mushrooms and then it go up another level or 2 or 3, you're like, oh man, they really put a lot into this song.
Yeah, no, for sure. Usually that's what I feel from a lot of people's music. Like whether it be up and coming artists like yourself or like already well known celebrities' music. Like
even classical.
Yeah, classical. Like when I listen to, it, I'm like, wow, they put a lot into this shit.
But not all classical, because I've listened to some classical and I'm like, it's decent. It sounds like it did sober.
Yeah.
But then I listened to another one and I'm like, oh my God, this is angels descending from heaven.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? However, the guy put the orchestra together and arranged everything. I'm like, oh my God, I see why they say he's a genius.
Yeah.
Because there's some other type of emotion that maybe with the naked ear you can't hear.
Yeah.
You know,
So I want to know what was your answer to yourself in the beginning of the bar? Because you was like, "Are you there?" What's the next line?
Andiyan ka pa ba? Bakit nakatitig sa sulok para kang nawala pag nailangan? No, I didn't really. Actually, yeah, that's a good question. I didn't really answer myself. I just kept on because when I was writing the song, I had the cover art for SHUAS. What's that face? Let me go to my face. That was me when I was high out of my mind at my
like that.
ex's.
That's some ODB shit, huh?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I don't like this face. Let's use it as the cover for the single. Wait, I can't find it anymore. Anyway, people are gonna see it on Spotify, but that's my face.
You can send it to me anyway, and we'll have Anderson.
Yeah, we can have it edited in. So you can send us the image.
Yeah.
We'll have it edited in.
Sure. So, yeah, I just I was speaking at the time, and at the same time, like that, I was really high, but I didn't feel good because I was reaching that point where like the magic was gone with the pills, like because I kept on abusing it. So I was like, why am I not feeling much? Like, what's happening? So I just like took a picture of myself and just how miserable I looked, and I just stared at that. I was like, shit, this is bad. That's when it kicked in, like, this is bad. Like, what's happening is bad, but
my dopamine receptors.
Yeah, gone.
Yeah, I didn't overshot him.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you.
And then I was like, this is bad, but I'll probably keep going. And that's what happened. So, yeah, drugs.
But
Stay
I mean,
away, kids.
I mean, it's right there. The science is right there.
I still want to know, like, what was the reply though to yourself? Even though it was like,
actually, I never. Andiyan ka pa ba? Bakit nakatitig dun sa sulok para kang nawala? It's a lot of questions. The song is a lot of questions.
so more questions come out.
Yeah, more questions coming out.
But hey, the questions lead to the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're doing like a self-examination?
Yeah,
Exactly, like a self-examination. So for the first part of the song, for the first 2/3 of the song, I was describing what my addiction was, or like what's it like to party. Like actually, I was presenting it in a way that it's fun, and there's also that line there that it says like the room is cold. Why are you sweating? It's like something like that, because like some people be sweating a lot. Like even though they're shirtless, even the room is very cold.
yeah. It's a cool temperature in the room.
Yeah.
I'm sweating, but that's what drugs will do to you, though. I didn't experience that on mushrooms. Like, for no reason, I just started perspirating, just a lot of sweat. But that really be like the mushrooms trying to cleanse you or something through your pores.
Yeah, but the meth isn't doing that.
Actually,
Yeah, the meth is not doing that. The Mephistopheles doesn't work for you like that. It doesn't work like that. So you can get holistic with the shrooms. You're not getting holistic.
Holistic, no, you can't get holistic with street pharmaceuticals.
Hey, look, I keep it 100. When I was back in the day, I did some meth before, and let me show you how powerful it is, man. I went out, snorted some, went out with some friends.
Yeah.
We went out dancing. That's what you do on a drug like this, because extra hyper.
No, for sure. You
And
want to be out.
and I felt something go off in my mouth. And what I found was that shit was so strong, it popped a filling out of one of my teeth.
Oh, shit.
I had to go to the dentist that week. Get that fixed. You know, needless to say, I did meth again.
Like you said.
That's why I feel him completely. I get it. You know. So for real.
That's how I feel about alcohol. I could compare that shit to alcohol for me. Like every time I done got like blackout drunk, I'm never drinking again. And then I'd be out with the friends, homies and shit.
Men love ice. Men love ice. That's why we die in car accidents.
I'm in Tata.
You know, jumping motorcycles and skateboards. We take chances. So because we love the thrill of shit, the excitement of it.
Yeah, the adrenaline.
The
and
adrenaline
everything.
rush. So you know, we'd be like, I know I shouldn't take this, but I could die. You know? That's exciting to me.
Definitely. A couple of times, couple of parties where I felt like I was like on the brink of like having an OD, but I was like, I can do this. I'm a strong person. Like my body is strong. My
Honestly,
mental
I'm
is strong.
keeping 100. I feel like if you don't have anything that like pushes you, if you ain't never did nothing as a man, I don't think you really a man. Like if you ain't got like no
risk taking ability.
Yeah, if you ain't never did nothing risky ever in your life, nigga, I think that's like a big part of what makes you a man is that like you was courageous enough to do something. Feel me?
Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I also see where you could take that same energy of courage and start a nonprofit and help some.
Not totally. That's what I'm saying. It could be all that. That's what I'm saying. It could be
But
all that. I ain't saying
the
it got to be
tendency-
nothing dangerous. It could be something risky. Just because it's risky don't mean it's dangerous.
But men have a tendency, I believe, to think it must be dangerous to be risky. They don't see getting a $500,000 bank loan as risky as how.
Nah, it is risky.
But it doesn't have the same
if it make your heart pound when you say it, it's dangerous to you. It's risky enough to do it.
I'm with you.
Do it.
But somebody might need a deeper thrill. They might like need a gun in their hand. You know what I'm saying?
That's a conditioned thrill, nigga. That's why
people have been conditioned.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Totally.
You get what I'm saying? So someone else, it might not translate into I can get my thrill from doing something risky like meeting new people and figuring out credit and things of that nature. It might really translate into I'm going to steal this guy's car in front of the liquor store, see how far I can get. There you go. You know. So continue. So you were saying there's a lot of questions in the song. You can see the way you perform the song.
Kind of like answer yourself with more questions, but it's really kind of like you like combating yourself. You can look at it like it's not a reply, but a question is still a reply. Like, cause I'm looking at it, it's almost like, man, look at what I'm going through, motherfucker. Like,
but the way he delivers the song,
yeah,
you wouldn't even believe it was that.
Not for sure.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah. He delivers the song like
I would have never thought you was talking about like getting faded on there.
Yeah.
Or like, feel me?
And all these deep questions.
Yeah.
He delivers it like he getting somebody ass, like he in competition with somebody.
But I ain't gonna lie, the first part, it felt like a question. The way you delivered it, it sounded like a question, even though I didn't understand.
But not to self.
No, like when he first rapped it and performed it, it sounded, I was like, that's definitely a question in the first bar.
I get that.
The way, cause like the way he said it, like, feel me?
I'm just saying we couldn't have known it was to himself. Is all I'm saying.
No, I didn't know it was a question to yourself.
To me, I'm thinking it's to another MC.
Yeah, or to the crowd.
Yeah,
I'm
to the
it's a
crowd.
question to the crowd, like, are you ready? I'm like, something like that. Like, that's what I was assuming. Like, y'all ready to turn up? Like, I thought that's what you were saying. Feel me?
Yeah, I mean, it helps deal with. I get really bad stage fright because I also like sing like ballads, and my mom is a stage mom. So whenever we would go to bars to drink, so like, who's gonna perform tonight? There's an open mic. My mom's gonna be like, my son.
yeah. That's it. You elected.
Yeah. So I know I can sing. Like I know I can sing. But it's just that weird feeling that whenever I get on stage, like everything just feels cold. Shrooms took that out for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but we're getting somewhere with this.
Hell yeah.
Because these are different.
It's critical.
Totally. It's different modalities because I believe you're always trying to get to yourself.
Yeah.
Because when you can get to your essential self, then there's no more fear, no more nervousness.
No more feeling uncomfortable about nothing.
No, totally. Because you feel comfortable with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, wow, that's deep. That's deep. So, like when your mom would call you for those performances, would you still be able to perform well, or would you just kind of do it because she asked you to, or?
I perform best like when no one's looking.
I got
It's crazy.
I think that's all of us.
Even when I'm recording at home or when recording with a friend, the amount of, maybe I'm just looking at myself too much. Whenever I'm in front of the mic, I feel like, like The Sims, like looking at yourself from a third person
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
I feel like I'm always looking over my head.
No,
You
I
know,
feel you.
Well, most people are their own worst critics, man.
yeah, actually.
So
I know I can be.
yeah,
with
it's
my
common.
music.
People are really hard on themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's why I haven't released no music lately. Because I'm like waiting on certain things, but I'm at to the point where I'm like, bro, just release some shit. Like, it ain't got to be perfect sounding.
well, perfection is mental illness.
Nah, it is.
The belief in perfection is mental illness.
Like, you
I
gotta
didn't
have
make that.
every single little sound in something that you want.
Nah.
You can save it for another song. Or like, I feel like I'm getting to the point now to where it's like, however you record it is how it was meant to come out and be. Like,
No, totally.
promote
You
that.
can accept it as it is.
yeah, because I got a lot of songs that's like that. And I was listening to this song I wrote called Slave. And I was just like, I don't want to re-record it. I was like,
It's fine the way it is.
yeah, it's fine the way it is. Because it's really just like poetry. Really kind of like I'm like spitting poetry. I'm not really like rhyming on it. It's more so like I'm reading. And I'm like, nah, it's fine the way it is.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
We might have to train ourselves to feel fine.
yeah, to feel
Yeah,
content.
to feel
Content is a
or
good word.
satisfied.
Yeah, satisfied.
Because
Like,
a lot of times you
To
think,
know
I
when
gotta-
you got there.
I got to tweak that. No, so I got to tweak that. I got to turn that up right there, and then turn that down right there, and then you're doing it forever. Next
Yeah.
week you come back and turn that up now. Now turn that down. You're not for real.
Oh, me, man.
So then, okay. So it's a series of questions. Is there a part in the song where it changes from questions?
Yeah, it's gonna be at the last part. It's the last verse before the song ends. Actually, the song is not done. It's just that production-wise, my friend made it sound like it was already finished. But that's why. Okay, I remember now. I forget a lot. Like that's why I wasn't releasing it in the first place because I wanted to do one more verse.
I got you.
Yeah.
I wanted to do one more verse, but the event at Open LA forced me to like, you know what? Let's just push it out there.
I got
Like,
you.
But I think it's perfect, bro, because like people have short attention spans nowadays.
Was it like
Exactly.
2 minutes
2
and
minutes
41
30,
seconds?
2:30.
Oh yeah,
2:30?
that's perfect.
Yeah, that's
like
perfect.
you don't really want a song to be, you want a song between 2 minutes 30 or like 3 minutes, because even 4 minutes is kind of like pushing.
No, it's lengthy.
It's lengthy, like because people got short attention spans now. You usually just want one verse, a hook, and then if possible just another hook. Feel me? Or like hook, verse, hook.
Yeah.
the
People mostly
usual
listen to the
formula.
hook.
Yeah.
I mean, the original formula was like 2 verses, 2 hooks. That's
Yeah,
how
2 verses, 2
Eminem-
hooks,
yeah.
bridge, and
And sometimes 3. Sometimes like Eminem, you listen to their old music, he was giving you 3 verses and a closing hook. Bring the hook in one more time.
oh yeah,
Like,
I listened to some of Eminem's old stuff like recently. It was just on autoplay. I forgot
Yeah.
the song, but the hooks back then were really long, really long
totally.
hooks.
and depending how you listen to it, because sometimes they might start off with a verse. The song might start off with a verse, so it's gonna seem like the hook is long, but it's really only 2 hooks, one in between.
It's just how
those
they
verses.
engineered it, how they put
Yeah,
it together.
How they put it together. Because I do songs like that sometimes. I might start it off with a verse instead of a hook, just because of how like maybe the energy and the beat sound.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Starting strong.
Yeah.
So you're
So,
saying
like-
you actually got more to this song. So you can always do an extended.
Yeah, you could do a part 2.
You can do a part 2 and extend it out.
Or just do what you really want and re-release it. Like you can, like especially since you said you might want to mess with DistroKid.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now, like with music, I'm experimenting a lot. I'm still doing rap, but I want to do it my own way. Like a lot of people are doing trap because at that time too, like also why SHUAS sounds the way it does.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my friend have been listening to like a lot of Ghost Main, a lot of Booyah, like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
trap, heavy stuff like that, like Suicide Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the sound that I was kind of going for, but I don't know. I like how it turned out to be. Like it's
Nah, I do too,
Yeah,
man.
so
It's got amazing energy in it.
No, the song's
great
got amazing
song.
energy. Like I said, to find out that it means this is even deeper.
Yeah.
So it'll create a double connection. But just in itself, like literally, you was fired enough, man.
thank
So,
you.
yeah, there was a lot of artists that showed up, and we loved everybody because it takes courage to get up there
Yeah.
and perform. So everyone was great, but naturally, certain people stand out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, wow.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
You definitely stood out, bro. It's rare that I walk up to artists and be like, "Yeah, I need to see that song right now, bro.
Yeah.
I want to listen to that again later on tonight."
Yeah. play it in the car on the way home.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's how I felt about it. I was like, yeah, I need that.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Life is crazy. I mean, that's the mindset I have right now. Like while I'm in LA, while the opportunities are here, I try not to over plan and overthink things
Yeah.
because like I overthink. Like I tend to over plan
Well,
and end
this
up
is a
not
perfect
executing.
example right here that you wasn't really ready to release the song, but you. A good thing to take in mind is that the viewers, the listener, never knows that the song is finished or what else you was gonna
Exactly.
add to it.
Only
So
you
when they
know.
hear it, they
Only
like,
you know.
hey, this shit hot. They're like, if it's hot, it's hot. They like, it's finished to me. Can you
totally.
put that out there some more? We want to bump that in the club. So it's like we both got to come out of that more like looking for that like. We just save it for later. You wrote it, you thought of it. You can
the
use it
school
for later.
system make you think linear
Yeah.
because everything in school is A, B, C.
Box
It's
it all
routine.
in.
It's
Yeah.
I
structured.
gotta fit all this in the box.
But real life is wiggly.
Yeah.
So you might start on A, but then gotta jump to P.
Oh God.
And then you get P done and come back to B, C, D, but then you don't do E and F. You end up going to M, N, L, L. You get what I'm saying? So you just get all the parts done as they need to be done, and eventually it becomes a whole. But if you don't know that, then you're thinking because you can't go A, B, C, it's not working.
Oh God.
But bro, Z lit up. Go do Z. Run over to Z and touch it. Yeah, just run over and touch it. It lit up for you. And then come back. But once again, if you taught linear, but life is wiggly, then you might do things out of synchronous.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Not totally, because you're not in the rhythm.
Yeah, like that's what I learned so far. I mean, if you're worried about something right now, don't try to overthink it, but always prepare yourself because you never know when the opportunity like arrives. Because how I met C Mills, Steph, Open LA, and everyone else was because I took an Uber because I was gonna drop off something for my cousin at the Rise in Hollywood. And then the Uber driver, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry, bro. He moved to LA like 4 years ago. He was driving a nice Mustang SUV. I'm like, okay, Uber driver, okay. And he was like, so what do you do? Why are you here in LA? I'm like, yeah, I'm visiting, helping my cousin, and I anything else that you do? Yeah, I do music, but I'm not really like I mean it would be nice to do full time, but I don't think I'm as intentional as I should be. So he was like, I think he liked my story. So he told me, okay, after you drop that off, go to that store. It's called Open LA. Talk to Steph, tell him I sent you, and tell him you do music. And now I'm here. It's like crazy,
Wow.
like from one Uber ride. And
And the
I was
conversation.
hesitant. Yeah, I was hesitant to go to the Rise Hollywood. It's like I'm not even sure if I should be dropping this off. Like, is it worth it? Maybe I should just go to bed. If I went to bed, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing you didn't go to bed. Because everything spirals into something else.
Yeah, totally.
Because like, if you wouldn't have did that, you wouldn't have performed, wouldn't have met us.
Exactly. Like the timeline would have been very, very opposite. So it's crazy. So shout out to Uber. Like my next ride is free.
Nothing wrong with a discount.
Especially with free promotion on feet, you know?
You know,
I mean,
that's deep. That's deep.
No, it's deep, man. That was like some divine.
So it
encounter,
seems like you're getting pulled into this.
No, for sure, it's propelling them.
Yeah, you're getting pulled into it.
Yeah.
Because you're as you said, you're not having full intent,
exactly.
but you want it.
I want to like I feel subconsciously like I know my body wants it, but my brain, like my conscious brain, is like no. I'm reading this book right now. It's called The Artist's Way, and I saw this video from Kendrick Lamar. He was. Are you guys familiar with The Artist's Way? It's a book.
No, I've never
No,
heard.
I've
I've
never
never
heard
heard
of
of
that
that.
Okay, so most of the time while like you're having struggle with releasing the music, like with being perfect, it's because all of us we have a sensor, like and that sensor is our biggest critic. So
Yeah.
what the Artist's Way does is it has these exercises to bring out the artist in you. You don't necessarily have to be in the field of arts. You can be a lawyer, an engineer, but it's gonna give you
That's your art, though, so I feel you. It's like Musashi said, to master one way is to master them all.
exactly, and it's going to bring out your inner artist, because everyone is born an artist, and I believe this. Everyone is born an artist, and then they just get like hammered by their families, by their friends, like
that'll never work.
Yeah, that'll never work.
Get
Your dreams are too big. Like you suck. And most, straight up, like you suck.
Hey, the simplest one, you fucking nigga throw a tomato at you, you suck.
Suck.
So, yeah, and that's why that's where the censor gets its powers from those things that you've reinforced for yourself. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm wording it right. So.
No, it makes sense.
It's making sense.
Especially since it sounds like you're talking about the subconscious mind. Because that's where all the censoring comes from.
Exactly. And it's so scary, like, the things that you tell yourself subconsciously, it's so scary because you might not believe it now, but somewhere down the line, like, you're going to believe it. So
no, totally.
You have to be kind to yourself. Even, I mean, I live a kind of fucked up life, but that's what led me to believe.
Oh man, you ain't Hitler. You ain't Hitler, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ain't Hitler. You over here making baby arm soup?
Damn. Nope, not yet.
Nope,
Not yet.
Yeah. So
maybe if I hop on meth again. Because Hitler was on meth, right? Like
I don't know what he was on.
He was.
I didn't know he was on drugs at all.
Okay, so this is funny. While I was on meth, I asked my friend, what are fun activities to do on meth? Besides like having sex or like doing all that stuff.
Dancing.
I watched a documentary about meth while I was on meth.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like studying meth. And it turns out a Japanese scientist created meth for the World War. So they would become like super soldiers. They wouldn't require
the kamikaze plane guys. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Japanese doctor or scientist made it for the Germans.
Oh, he made it for the Germans?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking he made it for the kamikazes. You know, the Japanese these planes that would just fly into the aircraft
people and they just be ready to go.
And I don't know this for sure. Someone said that they were giving them meth because naturally when you're on meth, you feel impervious.
Yeah, exactly.
You
like you just don't care. Like you can do anything.
Yeah. For real, you feel super
I
powerful.
can touch the sky.
Yeah.
So continue. So the Japanese scientists made it for the Germans.
Yeah, I mean that's. I might be spouting this information, but that's what I remember from my meth trip. might be twisted.
No, hey, give it to us as clear as possible.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So that's what I saw, and yeah, and I just I'm forgetting the other details, but yeah. TLDR, meth bad. Don't do it.
Yeah. I feel you.
Kids, don't do meth. Like if you're gonna take pills.
Yeah.
No, but so like in the documentary, did it say like Hitler was doing meth in it or something?
That was implied. Yeah.
Okay. Boom.
That's why he was the way he is.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if you stayed up for 3-4 days.
It makes sense though. He was hopping up in the motherfuckers. He was coming with a lot of energy.
Yeah. So
he meant that shit.
But
like,
one of the worst things that's happening is you staying up for 3 or 4 days at a time thinking.
Exactly. And that's what gets you.
That's what's probably driving them nuts. That's why he getting all those Jewish folks' asses. No, you feel me? No disrespect, but I'm saying like that's why he was on that time.
Well, he could have the energy to make it look real.
Yeah.
So in other words, if him without meth might have got on stage, he might have been like, "Hell, Hitler." Like
you know for sure.
It came up when he took the meth. Oh, Hitler!
He was
and
ferocious.
then he could really get that energy.
Then he was slashing his own homies' faces and shit. A lot of them German soldiers, they had like gashes on their faces and shit, slashes.
Yeah, well, that's something else that drug abuse would do. You would feel it was all right to harm others.
Yeah.
You were like, right now I feel like harming you.
How that gonna make your soldier work better? That's not gonna make your soldier work better.
But it doesn't matter. He can't even get at you, man.
Yeah.
You could right now be like, cut his nose off, and it's several men who are gonna
agree
comply.
with it. It just
3 or 4 are gonna grab his arms, and one guy's
like,
gonna.
that's
be
what
like,
we got to do
I
right
have
now
the
because he
blade.
said it.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. But the only man who would request those other 4 men to do something so nutty, he'd have to be nuts already himself.
No, for sure.
You know, which is
And they know that.
But which is the meth? That's why we're circling back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been up for 4 days. Got his face off.
Dude,
Got his face off, bro.
Like the paranoia when, like actually the way I described, there's thing called in the Philippines, it's drug-induced psychosis, right? Drug-induced psychosis is a thing. In the Philippines, we call it TH or tamang hinala. It's because you're always like you're always guessing. You're always like on to people, even though like nothing's up.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
paranoia.
yeah, dude.
They're
Like,
after me.
actually, I experienced like I've had my fair share of like drug-induced cycle of paranoia. Like, it was inconvenient to the people around me, but after I slept, I just kept laughing. I was like, "What the fuck was I saying?" And like going through the chats I have with people, like, "What? This is so embarrassing. Never doing meth again." And then I do meth the next week.
Can I fix this? Yeah, because you on meth, it'll sound good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you might even hit somebody up for some sex because you on meth and that's how you feel.
Exactly.
But
You're
they
very
not on meth.
impulsive.
So they might write you back like, "Why did you write me that?"
Yeah.
But you were like, "You didn't feel it." No, they didn't feel it. Motherfucker, they went over here on drugs with you.
No, for real.
They just got off of work. They think about taking a shower.
That's why I don't text nobody when I'm faded or nothing.
Yeah, because
mushrooms.
your emotional experience is
Plus, I don't like the way the phone look on mushrooms. I don't like the way. Only thing I like on mushrooms is TV. That's the only thing I can deal with.
The
It's like
phone
electronic.
looks so weird while on mushrooms. It's like you're
I feel like it's draining my energy sometimes. Like I can feel especially if I'm like on an app like Instagram or something. Like I can feel the attention pull. Like it's pulling my attention, but it feels like it's bad intentions in it. That's all I can say. Best way I could describe it. It feels like it's bad intentions.
You mentioned something earlier. You sing.
Oh yeah.
So you sing ballads or what do you sing?
Usually I do like Bon Jovi type of stuff.
Oh,
like
nice. I like
yeah,
that.
I would say I can hit pretty high notes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if that's something that I can flex with my music in the future, but we'll see. I mean, right now
Now,
my
the Bon Jovi sound and stuff. Do you write that in English or in your language?
both, because me and my friend have a like side project that's like on the heavier stuff, like metal, and I do the vocals for that.
Okay.
So me and him, we're
Looking
trying
forward to
to
hearing that, bro.
make
For
stuff.
sure. That's gonna be dope.
Yeah. First song that we wrote together was like back in high school. It was about we felt so edgy with this because we just started smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And like, let's write a song about addiction and it's gonna be about nicotine.
the first level.
Yeah, the first level nicotine.
Yes.
Dude, that was so crazy because his house he's a well-off guy. And his house, this is his room, this is the attic, and this is where his parents slept. So we were in the attic, we were smoking. We thought they couldn't smell it from the inside. We kept spraying, Bygone, like the thing that kills the cockroaches. Every time we would finish a stick, we would spray the Bygone to mask the smell.
We just spraying roaches in here. That's
Yeah.
Totally.
killing roaches in this motherfucker.
And then his dad would pop out, like, "What are you guys doing? Are you guys smoking?" It was like, we would never smoke.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy, but
Me?
like us smoke. We're in high school. Like, why would we smoke?
Once again, men being edgy.
No, for sure.
I gotta get away with some shit. Makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Smoking was, yeah. I had to stop smoking. It made me look older than what
So
I
then
actually
from
was.
here, is that when you and him like branched out? Because you said you made a 5-people band. So like it started with just you and him, and then you guys found other people?
Actually, they just picked me up. They just added me to their friend group. Initially, they were 3.
Okay.
So this one guy, the guy that I'm friends with till now, he just came up to me. I was like, "Oh, you do music? You play the guitar? Blah blah blah. Okay, let's have a sleepover at my place. Let's all hang out." So, to cut the long story, in high school I was playing bass because I wasn't singing yet. I didn't know
That's
that
dope,
I
bro.
could sing.
You still play bass?
I studied guitar and drums at the same time. I took both lessons at the same time, so I can do by myself. I can do the basic. I can be a one-man band basically when it comes to like producing.
Oh, that's tight. That's
But
dope.
it's
So you write music? You
Yeah,
read music?
yeah,
Okay,
I
write music?
Yeah, I write
Wow.
my music, and I also wrote. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna
That's
plug
amazing,
this.
bro, because that's like a lost art, man.
Yeah, I wrote for my cousin as well. I wrote my cousin's song. So he released it, I think, less than a year ago. Yeah, before we went to LA because I went with him to LA. Wrote the song for him. Okay, sorry, ADHD tangent. So, where were we? Let's circle back.
No, we was talking about the band building up, and you was talking
band
about
building
you
up.
taking like music classes. Like back in high school, you were playing bass, and you was basically saying you're a one man band.
Okay.
Like, cause you know like the basic instruments and like how to play like the drums and bass. You're saying like that's where you last left off at.
Okay. So, yeah, there were 5 of us, but life happens, people fall out, and then it was just me and that guy. So we were doing music together. We were trying to pull off the whole band thing as with just 2 people.
Yeah.
This guy is
But like
really
just recording it,
talented.
like you guys weren't trying to perform it because you can't perform bass and drums and all that at the same time.
Exactly.
But you were
guys
putting the
recording.
music together.
Yeah, but
Yes.
that's dope, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
what gives like your music more flavor. Honestly,
Yeah,
is when
because it's
like,
built from the ground up.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
not built electronically like with electronic drums or electronic bass. Like nah, I can feel all the energy in your song now. Now that you say that.
Yeah, this guy had like the means because he was both of his parents died, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so he had all the money to himself, and yeah,
That's what he was using it for, was creative pursuit.
yeah, for creative process and a bunch of other stuff
I mean, come on.
like meth.
Come on. Come on.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it.
Yeah. Nah. See, all these things have to still be seen as experiences.
Yeah, ain't
So
nothing,
that
like,
you're not too
necessarily bad.
don't
Like,
so you don't get too locked in on I'm a bad person. I didn't stay on the path. Somebody spanked me. Because you're the one got to spank you.
yeah,
And you don't really have to spank you. You can really just be like bad meth.
Yeah, exactly. Bad
Bad meth.
That's me sometimes.
I
like
don't.
bad
I don't
meth.
function with that very well.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Like,
saying. And then still give yourself.
we do naughty things on that.
Well, you give yourself room to understand when this was when this was first presented to me. Why did I do it?
Mm.
And so then now that I know the truth, because you know the truth, you've even looked at documentaries on it. So you're an informed user. So then why do I use it now? And not why do I use it because I'm a piece of shit. None of that has to be there. Just why do I use it in a clinical sense? Like if you were a scientist examining this, you would be way more neutral
Oh God.
to your responses to it. But as a person, you might preemptively give yourself all these standards. So as you're using the drug, but this isn't really me. But it is, bro. You're doing it.
Oh God.
So that way you can start to have these connections where you become a singularity.
Yep.
So that you're doing what you're doing, but it might not
There's
have
no
anything.
drag
Yeah,
thoughts,
it has
no
nothing to do with
thoughts
you being
in
bad.
Yeah.
It has nothing. You having an experience, and when you're done having an experience, you'll be able to set it down and never pick it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, actually, I figured that out down the line when I had an employer. My boss was from Colorado at the time. He had ADHD and he needed a virtual assistant, an executive virtual assistant. I was like, me knowing myself, like I'm down for anything because I believe that anything and everything is possible given the right amount of time and practice. Like anyone can pull anything off, like for sure.
correct. Yeah.
So I became his executive assistant. And then turns out I have ADHD too because we were super similar. That's why we're getting along. So we were both disorganized, always all over the place. It was funny. It was like,
So you got hired for organization, but
yeah. But
oh, that's funny as fuck. Totally. So then, how did it work out with him?
yeah, unfortunately, my addiction got the best of me and I was let go from the work. And I found out while I was reading more into how addiction works,
Yeah.
is that people with ADHD have more fun with drugs. Like it's just if you're experiencing a number 5 on drugs, I'm experiencing like 15.
I got you.
It's
the
just
brain is
way
working
more
different.
pleasurable, and there are times where I feel the most normal when I'm crashing down
I got you.
because technically I was in a way self-medicating. Like Adderall is it's not like meth, but it's still a stimulant and meth is a stimulant. So
Yeah.
for me, like Adderall is just like you're just like microdosing meth, bro.
Yeah, if he's a microdosing.
You're just
microdosing.
microdosing. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
He said, "This will hold me to 5.
Yeah.
This will hold me to 5." Nah.
So, yeah, and when I found out that I was self-medicating, that's when I realized that okay, I need professional help. I'm going to go speak with a therapist, but my mistake was I didn't give therapy long enough time or
set
much of
in.
a chance, yeah, to set in because I'm the type of
Nigga,
person
2 days, and he's like, it's not for me. I need to get out of here. The wall's closing in.
I,
I
I
need to sort
spoke,
myself out.
Yeah.
I spoke with this guy
Xavier was out of there quick. He was not fucking with that shit.
like goodbye. Like this guy told me the things he told me were things I already knew about myself.
He got out of there like how fast we got it out of that hobo account.
Keep going, Xavier. Keep going.
Wait, what was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, he already told me things that I knew. So for me, maybe my expectations were too high because at that point that was still like a discovery call.
Yeah.
Because when I pay someone, I want them like if my mindset was like if I'm gonna pay you for therapy, this is you have to change my life with with one appointment.
Yeah, nah.
No, I mean that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
But that's what I was thinking. And
He walked in and said, "Razzle dazzle." Let me see that degree work, motherfucker. He said, "Razzle dazzle me."
Sure.
Shit.
So yeah, I wanted that guy to blow my mind, and it was very underwhelming. It's not your fault, by the way. It was
Nah, but too, that particular drug makes you antsy when you come off of it.
Yeah.
So before
and itchy everywhere.
because it dries you out. You know what I'm saying? So you would come into an office seeking help, but I needed it now. I need all my help now.
He put it in the palm of my hand.
I can't fill out this paperwork, nurse. I need the help now.
Yeah, that was
Nah,
basically people on meth, like very impatient, like used to be.
And if you're saying you already had ADHD before this, meth affects the brain.
Mm-hmm.
It affects the brain. It creates these keys that lock into your receptors. So it's like certain pleasure receptors in the brain that have certain keys, like dopamine keys, serotonin keys, and meth creates a key that's identical.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So now when you do it,
That's what all these substances that's safe for us to take. I wanted to bring this little diagram I have that I got back when I was taking psychology, and it shows like the DNA compound, like the molecular structure of weed matches like the same molecular structure part of our brain. It's a part of our brain that has the same structure. And it's like it fits overhead. That's why you get high because
that's the key. That's the key. The key is it overlaps.
Yeah, it overlaps on each other. It like fits enough. It doesn't have to fit perfect, but it fits enough to where you be like, oh damn, I'm faded.
Because it's connecting two parts of the brain.
Yeah.
So it's connecting receptors that are going to release either dopamine or serotonin. That's all you really have.
Not totally.
It's dopamine or serotonin.
Yeah.
So, and most hard drugs release dopamine. You know, which is why the shrooms are good, because what the shrooms do is allow the dopamine receptors to rest so that you can make serotonin.
And like what I'm wondering right now while having this conversation with you both is that if the dopamine receptors is connected to the left side of the brain and the serotonin receptors are more connected to the right side of the brain.
Never thought about that. Something to look up.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it right now.
Yeah.
Like
No,
in
that's
the
something
process,
I've never,
because we know that like mushrooms turns off the dopamine receptors and they turn on the serotonin, which allows you to feel more compassion,
More love.
more love. That's why you feel like, oh my God, like
Susie did that nice thing for me. I have to get her
or
back.
like, or if you see someone in a hard time, you be like, man, get this homeless man $10. He missing a foot. Fuck $1. If I had 20, I'd give it to him. But I got 10. Let me give you.
That's real.
Yeah, I seen a dude like that. I was like, all I had was left was $10 in my pocket. Usually I give homeless people just $1 or something. And I seen him. I didn't have $1, so I'm like, give him the 10, bro. He just
Yeah.
They need it.
Yeah, he need it. He got one leg.
Yeah, he's missing one leg, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
He really need more. Like if I had a
totally.
If I had more in my pocket, I would have gave him more. Honestly, I would have gave him the 50, like because he got one leg. Like
yeah. Come on. How much work can he get done?
yeah.
Where can he work? I mean, this is real. Where can he
Just
work?
keep it at 100. If I had 50 in my pocket cash, I would have just blessed him.
So what can we expect from you in the future?
What can you expect from me in the future? That made me anxious. Like, well, in my expert opinion, what you can expect from me is I'm just gonna keep making songs that make fun of my struggles.
Okay.
That's how I tackle it, since I'm not the confrontational type of person.
I get you.
Like I beat,
love it.
I
Yeah.
beat around like the whole garden, like
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just
Honestly,
the bush.
that's what make Dave Chappelle and Cat Williams, a lot of people, comedy so great is that they poking fun at the struggle. Same for the Boondocks. Like you watch the Boondocks, it's creative writing on, like just like what the community goes through.
Plus,
know?
you become relatable because
Yeah.
people really want to feel they relate to you.
But people don't want to feel like stuff is too serious at the same time. So it's
Exactly.
good that you add the fun twist to it. Feel me?
And it's good you're doing it your way. Because
Thank
no one can tell you what to do. It's art.
Yeah.
It's so
Exactly.
subjective.
It's all subjective.
It's subjective, man.
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
can really. Oh, that's not art. How? It's just a booger with a napkin on it.
Oh God.
And I meant it that way. Not napkin with a booger. Booger with a napkin.
Booger with a
Yeah,
napkin.
it's a booger with a napkin.
It's intentional.
Totally.
It's like performance art. Like, you know, like you just see the guy like picking his nose with a napkin. Like, okay, 50K.
Yeah.
No, not well. That's the whole point because it's subjective. So he can say, "Man, that's 50K," and there's somebody who's like, "I believe him. Here's 50K,"
No, for
because
sure.
he's gonna sell it to the next guy for 100K.
Yeah.
Exactly. If they don't like the price, they're not your market. If they,
Totally.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
a-
That's exactly
that's
what
the
it is.
first filter.
that's a real one right there.
Yeah.
that's the first filter.
Yeah. If they don't like the price, then
Because somebody out there that want to pay for that shit.
willingly,
Yeah.
like lined up, like I have it.
Twinkles in their eye.
Like it amazes me sometimes. Like some people are just willing to. Some people are like very tight, like with their money. Well, some people are just like,
Yeah, totally.
and they don't even know you. And most of the time, who are like, what I noticed, like if you have a business, or when you're a part of something, like especially sales,
Mm-hmm.
your friends are usually the last ones to
Support.
your business or buy something from you, because everyone's expecting a discount.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
expecting free
Or for
stuff.
free, but it's like how nigga supposed to rise for free.
Mhm.
Like pay me for a price.
Exactly.
You don't do that at Home Depot.
Oh God.
You don't get to the front of the McDonald's counter and be like, "Look, I want that Big Mac, but I need 20%."
Yeah.
There's no way I'm doing it.
Only got $10,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
want the whole combo.
Yeah, totally. You guys knocked that off for me. Man, no one's doing that shit. But to me, I don't think you should do that to friends and family
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they're already trying to just get going.
Yeah, it's hard enough, especially if you ain't chipping in. It's really hard to get anything going, any type of business or like push your music. Because when I was first doing music, I thought it was just like, man, make some great music, A&R, so a label will hear you and sign a deal, sign on the dotted line. I read the contract, but nah, it's not like that. You got to really market yourself. It's a business.
No,
Like,
totally.
like,
It is like your personal brand, right?
yeah, even if you ain't got a brand, like you can figure out a way to how to just really push your music and make your music your business. Like,
No, totally. Well, because there's so many people on the planet that you don't need 8 billion people.
nah.
Probably 1 million people who
need, like-
truly said they love your music, even if they don't buy everything you
Even
make.
if you had 10,000 solid fans.
Oh no, if you
start
had
off-
10,000 solid fans who bought every month, oh, you'd be done.
It's the community that you build. That I watched
Yeah.
a video on that. Like before, I thought that, like actually with any type of business, if you create a community around your business, like where people can communicate regularly, you're gonna have a lot of referrals at the end of the year, because
This
people
what
are
this
gonna
is
be
for.
talking to each other.
Yeah, well, that's
what,
what Featued is
what
for.
I found was that more than anything, personality sells products,
Hmm.
or just anything music. So like, the more people know you, and somebody says, like, man, I like Xavier's personality. I like how he talked, just anything, his mannerisms. Then those gonna be the people who just listen to their music because they fuck with you already, just because of you,
Yeah.
because you being your authentic self.
Look at Tech Nine. Tech Nine's a great example. I mean, he's not what you would call commercial.
Yeah, he ain't Jay
But yet
Z
he's
or
got,
Drake,
yeah, totally.
But
But
he
yet he's
make-
got a real following
Yeah.
that loves him and dedicated to him.
for sure.
Actually,
So
and
then-
Look
he's
at his
been around for
Instagram.
a
He got
very
10
long
million
time.
followers,
Totally.
maybe more now.
I heard 30. What I read, it said 30 million. But I don't. You
Yeah,
know,
that was just last time I looked
Yeah,
at this
yeah.
shit. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, so-
I don't be looking at people.
But he's an
like
artist
you
that I
and
like, and I like that he does his own thing. So like him and Cat Williams are similar to me
Yeah.
in the fact that they figured out, well, how does this work? How do I put it together? And then how do I
They
scale
figured
it?
out how to tap into like their main fan base, like
Yeah,
their
yeah.
dedicated fan base, and everybody else is like, you don't need everybody else like that.
Yeah, you just need the ones who like you. And
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's 1 million of them in a place where there's like 8 billion people. Like a million ain't shit.
Yeah,
That's like 1% of 1%.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you're looking for 1% of 1%. It's not that big a deal in terms of numbers, but the scope of it while you're trying to pay rent and keep your belly full might look like it's not doable, man. I need 1 billion people to buy
It's
this.
scary.
Yeah, it is.
It's scary,
It
but
is.
what's life without a little thrill? So.
Well, look, all three of us are thrill seekers, so
Hey.
we here in the right place today.
Yeah.
Yep.
You want to take us out, baby?
Yes, indeed. With any final closings you want to give out? Any shout outs?
Who do I shout out? So many people in my head, but I mean, shout out to all my friends who's been there through me, especially like seeing my struggles. You guys know how fucked up that was. Especially my parents, my mom, actually my whole family tree. You know what? Bless everyone. Shout out to everyone.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave anyone out. And who else do I shout out? Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm bad at shout outs
it's all
because
good.
I tend to
It's
like
fine.
There's
mention
no rush.
everyone.
There's no rush.
Ain't no rush.
And shout out to the future supporters that I'm gonna have because I'm gonna be here.
All right.
Definitely.
Go ahead,
Man. You'll
take
be
us
back
out,
on
man.
the show again, man. Once again, Xavier on Featured, and you can find his music on SoundCloud and Spotify. SHUAS, out now.
And I'm Mike L, and I want you to know you saw this first on Featured.
Yes, indeed. Let's go.
I'm blowing chronic smoke in the wind, going places you've never been, accumulating dividends.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention and your subscriptions. If you have a business or a service you would like to promote, or if you don't have one, you just want to come on the show and talk and be a guest on Featured, please DM us at featured_guests on Instagram. We look forward to hearing from you and seeing you. Peace and love.